So I'm in the process of redoing my bathroom on the cheap, and I'm having problems with this door opening and closing correctly. Flip it around so you can get a look at it. Okay, so there's my hinges, and here's the door, and this is what it's doing. Hear that hitting there? You can see movement right there. I don't know. That doesn't show up on the camera real well, but I'm going to show you how to fix this on the cheap. Alright, so we're going to start by removing the hinge. Pretty simple. Hammer, screwdriver, lift it up. You want to do this when your door is closed. Sometimes these can be a real pain. But that's it. Just drive them up with a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. There you go. Open it up and then it will come right off the hinges, just like that. Okay, so here we are out in my little wood shop, I guess. And we're going to start by removing the hinges. Pretty simple. All you guys need for this is a flathead screwdriver, okay? So, flip you around here. Here's our hinges that need to come off. Here and here. My daughter is going to help man the camera, so mind the...
Hello.
Just there you go. Unscrew this. Now that we got the hinges off, we're going to set up our fence on the table saw. And for this, we want it super, super close. We don't want anything rubbing. So we're going to set it up as close as we can get it without it hitting, which as you spin the saw blade, you don't see it hitting. There's a little tiny gap. Tighten it up, and that's all you're going to take off. Just barely over blade width. Okay, so I taped this veneer door so it doesn't splinter real bad. And the tape helps keep that from happening. You can also run a finer tooth saw blade on your table saw. You can also do this with your standard skill saw. You just need a long straight edge and you would set it up and run it down. So all we're trying to remove is just basically where this hinge was recessed. That should give our door plenty of clearance to shut. And I'll show you later, we'll mark this out and chisel it. Right now I'm going to run the table saw. I'm not going to take any videos of that because it's loud. In this particular shed, I use a generator that will power my table saw. Okay, so this is now cut down. There's a little lip here, which is fine. Like I said, we don't want to take a lot off. So what we'll do here is we'll set this up. See how it sits down in there? So we know where to chisel this deeper. So what I like to do is I like to set this up flush on the edge here. And you can use a scribe, but I don't have a scribe. So I'll use my razor knife, get it nice and flush there, and this is just how we're going to set our depth on how deep we want it. Not to be a real hard line to see. Probably can't see it on the camera, but it's not really deep at all. And you just come down through there and make sure that you can follow that line, and this helps cut your veneer so you don't chip it. You just take the razor knife and you do that. So then I'll take my chisel. So I take these cheap Stanley chisels and I'll just scribe my line. Make sure you have something it's set up against. A couple little taps. You don't have to be real aggressive with this. A couple little taps. Flip your chisel over. You always want your flat where your straight's going to be. A couple more taps. A couple taps down here. A couple taps. Taps. Then you're going to come up here and you're going to get your line down. You want to try to run this as straight as possible. It's kind of hard with the camera angle here. And my 9-year-old daughter recording me. You do this. And you can see it starting to separate there. Alright, so now I'm using my smaller chisel here. And we're just going to lightly tap it nice and straight as possible. And that's going to happen. You're going to slip off. Trying to remove the material. Some guys do this with a router. I do, but I'm not real familiar with that method, so I just do it the old school hammer chisel way. Okay, so I fast forwarded. I got this chiseled out. I chiseled out that one down there. Now I've stained this with a stain that I thought was really close. So now we'll put the hinges back on. We'll screw them into the existing holes. So if you don't cut too much off, which you wouldn't, you would still have your holes. And you can use your holes to line your hinges back up. It's all real nice and easy. I never tighten any screws until all the screws are in. Then you try to tighten them evenly, just to make sure it draws it in evenly. For the next bit, I'm going to fast forward and then we'll take it in and we'll show it being put on the hinges. So, as you can tell, this is nice and flush. Just takes a little bit of finesse. We didn't take a whole lot of material off. Only about probably about 1/8 of an inch maybe. Blade width, and then we recessed the hinges back in. Okay, so we're just going to put the door back on its hinges. Pretty simple, just line it up, close it. You'll have a little bit of play now because your door's tight. Then get your handy dandy hammer. There you go. We'll tap right in there. And I'll do the bottom, which is in my other pocket. Down here, same thing. Now look at that, falls right into place. And then we should have a door that opens and closes. Little gap, no drag. Nice opening and closing door. All right, everyone, I hope you liked the video. If you do, please like, please share, please comment. I'll give you a little bit of insight about myself. My name is Bob. I am a welder by trade. My daughter, here she is, she helped man the camera. Don't mind my dirty shop. I have a lot of stuff going on. And hopefully this video gets a lot of response and I can make more. Please shoot me a like, comment, a follow would be great. All right, guys.